Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Sitting next to Rafael Fernandez, bring you a CFL team preview of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Now, Rafael, new head coach Marcel Bellefield, this guy inherits a talented team. They went 9-9 last year, made the playoffs, 7-3 versus the East, 2-6 against the Western Conference. But when you look at that offense, talented quarterback Kevin Glenn, 5,100 yards running the football, 33 touchdowns, over 64% completion percentage. This guy had a passer rating of 97.8. Very talented player, and stands only 5'10", 203 pounds.
Well, he is a monster player. I believe that after Cavillo, he is the second best quarterback in the CFL. I mean, he's very talented. I expect nothing more but the same from him, if not better, coming back. It all depends on how good the receiving core handles things. But I think that quarterback, they're set.
Right, this guy has grown to a true leader. You look at the backup quarterback, Quentin Porter provides a heady veteran. You also look at the rookie, Mitch Mustang. You want to keep an eye on him. People remember him from Arkansas and from USC, see how well he developed. Now, you mentioned that receiving core. They really spread the wealth. Every receiver they had, the top four at least, have over 750 yards, led by their talented playmaker, Alden Bruce, with 1,300 yards receiving. This guy's a dynamite playmaker for the Tiger Cats.
He's a stud, and I mean, I'm surprised he didn't have more yards and more touchdowns, to be honest with you. I mean, he's an absolute nightmare for opposing defenses. I mean, he made plays all year. I mean, if you look at any highlight for the Tiger Cats, all you see is him catching balls and making big plays. He made Kevin Glenn's job a lot easier.
Now, you also can't forget about Dave Styles. This guy's Mr. Clutch, Mr. First Down, 6'2", 210 pounds, very consistent wide receiver. Also, you look at Maurice Mann, 58 catches, 787 yards receiving. He was a big playmaker, 14 yards a catch. So 5 touchdowns. So I like that a lot about their receivers, but you can't talk their receivers without mentioning the other big playmaker, Marquay McDaniel. This guy, 5'10", 205 pounds, 998 yards receiving, just short of 1,000, 7 touchdowns. Very talented player.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line as far as the receiving core is concerned, there's really no guy that you can say, oh, you know what, we got to make sure we cover this guy. They can kill you with anybody. So it's all a matter of who's open and who has the mismatch. So that's what makes this team very scary, if you ask me.
Keep an eye on wide receiver Aaron Kelly. I really like him a lot. This guy was out of Clemson, very tall, rangy wide receiver. Reminded me a lot of Fred Gibson that played at Georgia, but he should be a talented player. Now, rushing the football, they were the worst rushing team in the league. Now, they've jettisoned their running back, DeAndre Cobb, and they bring in a talented player in Avon Coburn. Why Avon Coburn is going to be a success for these guys, because not only can he do damage on the ground, he can help you out in the passing game. This guy had over 680 yards receiving out the backfield, so they're getting a dual threat at the running back position.
Not only that, but this is a guy that has been a winner. I mean, he's coming off of winning 2 Grey Cups, so he's going to bring that pedigree over to that team. Something that they needed, because basically you could kind of say they choked their way out of the playoffs. They needed somebody to be like a leader for them. I think Coburn could provide that for them.
Yeah, he's going to have to improve on some numbers. I'm looking at these statistics. We're at 5.4 yards a carry, last in the CFL. 102 yards rushing, first downs, second to last. 95 yards a game, last. But you look at these 2 other running backs, Glenn Milner and also Darrell Stevenson. Stevenson may be the banger inside. Both guys are 6 feet, 235 pounds. So they're going to have some beef back there to go along with Coburn. So they should have some more talent out there in the running back, especially with a new coach and probably a new dedication to the run game. Now, you can't run the football without having a great offensive line. Their offensive line is very, very solid. They excel, though, in pass protection. Maybe that's the reason why they couldn't run as well. Guard Pete Dajowski, this guy is 6'5", 335 pounds, talented player out of LSU.
They need to improve on the rushing protection, to help the running backs. I mean, that's definitely. I mean, it's good that they can protect the pass. But what, you know, if they can't get a better running game, it's only going to regress their progress. But I think that they're going to do a good job. I mean, from what I've seen, I think they're going to be a better running team. Obviously, I mean, they have a veteran running back there, and maybe a little more dedication with this new coaching staff to have a better running game should improve that.
Well, they're led by All-Pro center Marvin Hayes. This guy is a talented player, very smart, heady player, controls line of scrimmage as the center spot. But I have a question: can Jason Jimenez replace Alex Gautier at left tackle? That's the biggest question. They lose him, but keep an eye on Brian Simmons, another tackle that's going to come in and probably play a huge part in that offensive line. They have some question marks right there, but where they don't have question marks, I believe, is defensively. You know, I like some of their defensive abilities. They can stop the run. Very solid run defense. First in yards per carry. They allow, but you got like defensive end Justin Hickman. This guy had 7 sacks last season. He and fellow defensive end Stevie Bags. Can they continue to have meetings at the quarterback? That's the question. That's what I want to know, if they can continue to get sacks. But interior defensive line is where I have the question.
Well, I mean, when you got 2 bookends that can get to the quarterback, that only helps the interior. I mean, they need to get better players, that's for sure. And they need to improve that. But I mean, if you got 2 guys that can get to the quarterback as well as those 2 can, I mean, it pretty much helps the interior. But, what makes me wonder if they're going to be good against the, if they're going to continue to be good against the run.
I mean, you look at second pick, Maurice Fobbs. This guy should come in having it. Forbes, he should come in and have an immediate impact. But you look at defensive tackle De'Amante Bolden. He does a great job of pushing the pocket, and also keep an eye on second-year defensive tackle Eddie Steele. This guy is 6'2", 275 with a lot of interior quickness, can cause disruption for those rush lanes. Now, when you look at the defensive front, and you have your questions, but you look behind these guys at the linebackers, I think they have the best linebacking core in the CFL. Markeith Knowlton is a guy that was a CFL Defensive Player of the Year. Dominates, in the passing game because he used to be a secondary player. But this guy is tremendous. Talk about the linebacking core.
Well, the linebacking core was that good. I mean, the fact that the interior defense, the defensive line, was average at best, was actually helped a lot by the fact that those linebackers are so good. They're solid tackles. They don't miss assignments. I mean, they might be the best linebacking core in the CFL.
They gave up too many yards as a whole, as a unit. 380 yards given up a game, 8.5 yards a play. But Jamal Johnson is another linebacker, big thumper in the middle, over 100 stops, 6 feet, 230 pounds, ferocious linebacker. And the signing of Ronald Williams from Saskatchewan is going to be huge. This is another guy that can come in. Now you have 3 solid linebackers. That run defense is going to be, again, one of the tops in the league. Now, what's the worst in the league is that pass defense, giving up over 300 yards a game. Opposing quarterbacks completed 66% of their passes. That's a problem. Talk about that secondary.
They need to improve that. If they want to get to the next level, they need to improve that. I mean, they kind of got away with it for most of the year, and they got into the playoffs, but they were exposed in that playoff game. I mean, they need to improve their coverages, and it's only going to help them down the stretch. But I think the fact that their linebacking core is going to be that much better, I think that's going to help their defensive back a bit more.
Well, I like the safety Dylan Barker. This guy's finally proven to show why they drafted him #1 overall. This guy's a talented player. Showed a lot last year. Jason Shivers is another solid player, but he's should be injury free this year. He was injured last year. Keep an eye on free agent Marcel Young out of Jackson State. I really like him a lot. 6'2", 200 pounds, should be a force back there in the secondary. They got a lot of talent, some pieces, but can they put it all together? They still have a weakness back there. I still have some questions about the secondary, giving up too many yards. There's a few bright spots, but overall there's a lot of work that needs to be done for that secondary. Now, tell me what you like most about Hamilton as far as them this year in this 2011 season.
I believe they're a team that's full of potential. They have talent. They have everything you want and need out of a team. But the only thing I see is that I want to see them get a playoff win. Until they get a playoff win, I think that's when they're going to show that they belong. They need to make it to the playoffs again, obviously, and get them a good playoff win and show people that they belong.
What I like most about Hamilton is Kevin Glenn at quarterback and that veteran offensive line. They have a veteran offensive line. You protect the quarterback, talented wide receivers. I like that a lot. What I don't like is, have they made a lot of secondary improvement? That's the biggest question mark I have going in. I think they're going to finish 3rd in the East. I think they're still going to make the playoffs, but they're going to finish 3rd in the Eastern Division. But they should get a couple of key victories from their special teams unit, because they do have an outstanding return man in Marcus Thigpen. Where do you think they finish?
I actually agree with you there. I think they finished 3rd. I have them finishing 3rd, and I think they do improve. We'll see what happens down the road. I mean, things change so fast.
In the CFL.
In the CFL, you never know, but I think that they're going to finish 3rd and possibly make some noise in the playoffs.
There you have it. For more CFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/CFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. Also, check out the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.